Hello everybody, welcome back to Subarashiki Hibi. Today we are going to be beginning the chapter called Which Dreamed It. Now, I don't really know anything about this chapter if I'm going to be honest, but I get the impression that it's going to be a continuation of chapter 5. I think this because it just logically makes sense. They kind of sound like the names are sequential in a way. So you have Jabberwocky, Which Dreamed It. If you say Jabberwocky and then Which Dreamed It, it does kind of sound like it fits. I don't know, the Jabberwocky Which Dreamed It? I mean, obviously that would sound like it makes more sense, but I really do wonder what this could be. I do wonder, I mean, if this is a continuation of, well, not really a continuation, but just something that makes it so that we can have further perspective into what happens in chapter 5. I do wonder just what it is going to be. And I do wonder what we're going to learn about. I mean, I suppose the big thing to learn about that we haven't learnt about yet is obviously Takuji's origins and all of his family situations. And obviously the incident. And we don't know who Minakami Yuki truly is as well. I'm assuming Minakami Yuki is Toshio's daughter. But we also don't know Toshio's relation to the Mamiya family as well. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cool things we're going to see in this chapter, I feel. So, yeah, let's get into it. Right, what's... The world is independent of my will. That's interesting. Even if everything we wish would... Oh, wait, let me... Why connexion? Yeah, no, I thought so. Isn't that interesting? Connexion, is that an actual word? It is. It's not just a... Well, why would it be a typo? Yeah, this is really weird. Oh, it's an old-fashioned spelling of connection. A link or association between two more things. Oh my god, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, it looks like whatever's going to happen here is going to be seriously dark and tragic. Yeah, isn't that interesting? The world is independent of my will. Yeah, but that is totally reasonable. I mean, if everything we wish were to happen, what would be the point of living? Because what would be... I mean, I'm sorry, but if you live without having any challenges, what is your life? You need challenges in your life. You can't just have everything you wanted. And if anything, you've got to be careful what you wish for. Having everything in life, it would be brilliant for the first month or two, but then it would just become torture. Yeah, there isn't, no. I totally see that. But then again though, I mean, I kind of find it hard to see this. I mean, I suppose if you take it for a literal sense, let's say for example in any region of severely high tectonic activity, there's nothing you can really do to prevent tectonic movement of plates. So you can wish for there to be no earthquakes and or seismic activity in general. You could wish that all you wanted, but the only thing is nothing's going to happen and nothing's going to change, no matter how much you want, because your will is independent of the world. And I suppose in some cases, though, I disagree. If, for example, a will is used to motivate someone in order to do something, that willpower they will have will make it so that... it'll just make so somebody feels more inclined to put the effort into something that is really challenging. So while I can kind of see this statement, I don't fully see it. Yeah, it is unusual. Now, think about Takuji here. Sorry, Tomosane here. Well, technically Takuji, but you get what I mean. I suppose he has a will to change everything that is going to happen to Hasaki, but the only thing is, the will is independent of the fate in which the world has bestowed upon him. I.e., it's independent. Like, no matter how much will he has, he always will be accustomed to that core role that his personality had, i.e. he was always made to destroy Takuji and obviously get destroyed in the process so that Yuki can live on and Takuji can be the best person, best possible person, really. Right, let's see what the fuck this is. I wonder how long it's been since my twin brother died. Twin? God, time has stopped for me since that day. Who had a brother? I swear there was somebody significant who had a brother. Hang on a second. Hasaki is the same age as Takuji? Interesting that she feels as if death has happened since the trauma. If only I was a shadow and that doll was the real me. But why would it be nice? I mean, well, because dolls don't have emotions, I suppose. I thought that would be nice. If only I could disappear. Yeah, fair. God, those two saved me. One of them was Yuki-san. She came back to me. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, she brought Tomo-ni-san back with her, and they came back to me. Yeah, and isn't it interesting to think Takuji has totally died, and I mean, she quite literally feels that Takuji has died, and it's interesting that, I mean, objectively, Takuji is just one person, but the only thing is, what Hasaki views these three people speaking through the body of Takuji as different people, all of them. Minakami Yuki-san, a kind old sister. Tomo-ni-san loved her. Oh, and Yukio. Well, you're awfully early. Is this going to be after chapter 5? So I'm just finding it hard to think about if Takuji dying is quite literally when he has died on July the 19th. Or it's the case that this is metaphorical death. Min Kami Yuki-san. Can I just say that? Can I just mention that? I didn't. Min Kami Yuki-san. I've seen the phrase "suiminyo," which means for sleeping use, for relaxing music that you can sleep to. That's the only time I've seen "min" in a Japanese word, I think. Minna, I suppose, but I don't know. It's not really a kanji that says "min," so yeah. Huh, you're awfully early here. Oh, good morning. How was he today? Oh, so we're gonna see the relationship between Blimmin Tomoki and Tomoki and Hasaki. Wait, Tomoki? Why am I saying that? Toshiro. It was Tomo-ni-san this morning.
So, Tomo-sane だったんだ.
Oh, so it was Tomo-sane this time. Yes, and he was cold as ever.
まったくあの子もね。昔からそんなところあったけどね。
I totally agree. I figured as much. He's always been like that, though. Yes, he's always like that. It's unbelievable just to think about how much he's been able to change. Oh, I wonder if he'll ever get better. God. If he went to the hospital, that's the only way he could get better? Jesus Christ. It's not a sickness that he has. That's why Yuki came. She came to save Tomosane. Master. Curse, that's a curse.
あの子が PTSD なんかで心神喪失なんてなるわけないじゃない。
It's no, that's just PTSD or anything like that.
あれは私の弟子の中でだって一番。
Yeah, that must hurt. That really must. And my god, we can totally see the embodiment of just why he is the best possible student. Yeah, he was the best student I had.
強い心を持っていた。あんな事件があったとして
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's such a big
ちゃんを残し
character
ていくわけ
change.
がない。逃げたりなんかしない。
He sounds like he's really affected by this. He had a strong heart. He wouldn't leave you behind just because of something like that. Yeah. He wouldn't just run away. A curse, is it?
だからユキが来た。
That's why Yuki came to him.
あの子なら友実と共に戦うことができるから。
Yeah, that's totally reasonable, and they do.
呪いにですか?
Against the curse.
それが死人帰りの里の巫女の呪いである。救世主の呪いである。二人ならそれに打ち勝つことができる。
That's the curse of the Shrine Maiden in the town of the Walking Dead. Seeing Shrine Maiden outside of Toho is just something that is really weird. The curse of the Savior. Yeah, but that's interesting. The two of them should be able to beat it together, though. The curse of the Savior. Seriously, what happened that day? It really is weird. The connection 7 years ago, and the Webbot project, and also the White Lotus Association. A curse. The curse of the town of the Walking Dead. That's weird. The people in Sawaimura, especially the people of the Mamiya Dojo, believe in that. Oh, right, okay then. So, not necessarily a curse, that's just a way of ignoring science and immersing yourself in supernatural. The doctors called it PTSD. They said it's trauma caused by that incident. Yeah, God. It's horrible just to think about the fact that, I mean, just the fact that she can so honestly say something like that. I mean, there's no kind way of putting something like that. He has truly gone mad. Whether it was the curse of a dead boy or PTSD, I don't know what the truth is. But I have one hope.
戻ってきてくれますよね?
Tomo-ni-san will come back, right?
当たり前よ。じゃなきゃ私は神様とかいうやつに会ったら多分ぶん殴っちゃうわ。
Fair enough. He's being a really, really nice adult here. I think the master deeply cares about the Mamiya family. But then again, I mean, he's had a big connection with them, so it doesn't fully surprise me. But I just want to know what his connection is, to be honest, apart from obviously Mamiya being a student and him really caring about his students. Okay, the master is fucking weird when he's having fun, but when he's serious, he's a really good person. He is very weird when he has fun, though, and when he jokes around. Of course, if he doesn't, I'll have to give God a good punch right in the nose when I meet him. Okay. Oh, didn't expect that to end. Oh, it's not ending good. God. God, who created the world in 6 days and rested on the 7th day. Yeah, that's a good point. Why didn't he use that day to rid the world of all pain and suffering? Yeah, so it is interesting that... I find it really interesting that what Hasaki does is she doesn't necessarily want to admit what has happened and what truly has gone on. So she just blames it on God, and she doesn't think a certain event happens as a result of that. Takuji had a really cruel fate happen to him, but I suppose she blames God for how Takuji's mind responded to the event. Yeah, so you're not just thinking... You can't just think about the fact that there was an obvious cause of an event and realistically and psychologically and analyse it. But of course you can't. I mean, let's be honest, that the amount of emotion she must feel from this, of course. It's horrible. What is going on now? Oh. Okay, this was just suddenly turned into Higurashi. July the 15th. Ah, interesting, we see Tomasane. I'm just genuinely surprised about how far in we are. I thought this was going to... I have heard this is a short chapter, but I didn't expect it to be potentially this short. Yeah, God, that's really odd. The only thing that I find a bit weird is the Shrine Maiden in the Town of the Walking Dead. The Curse of the Saviour. Is the Saviour the Shrine Maiden in the Town of the Walking Dead? Men aren't Shrine Maidens, I thought. Let me just fully check that, but I've never seen a male Shrine Maiden. Wait, they exist? Yeah. Yeah, so... Yeah, okay, yeah, that is... So they're always female, so obviously can't be Takuji there. But I think that's just a little bit of an analogy, not really something I should take too literally. Yeah, and it's awful to think about the fact that Master thinks that Tomosane and Yuki, if they work together and they be as good as they possibly can, they will be able to beat said curse, but the thing is they can't. And no matter what happens, it's hopeless. The only possibility where this is true is where Zakuro doesn't have a horrible life. Isn't it insane how one suicide causes so many knock-on effects? I mean, I remember Takuji with his nihilistic belief saying life has no meaning. I mean, in the long term, sure. In the short term, I disagree. But the only thing is, in the short term as well, if you take somebody's life out of the equation, look at how many people were affected. And I suppose this doesn't apply to Zakuro, it applies to anyone who has a big influence and things. Or not even people who have big influence. I mean, I suppose it may apply to people with big influence potentially more, but even small people, so many people may be affected by them dying, and it's just really, really interesting just to see how much of the story has changed as a result of her death. It's awful. It really is. Because these people, they could have a good future. Hasaki could be happy, and let's be honest, she's just going to live in sadness for the entirety of her life. I mean, if Takuji doesn't come back, I feel like Hasaki's strong enough to beat it, though. And obviously not take her own life, which, let's be honest, somebody as sad as her might do. I don't know, though. I'd hope not. The Curse of the Town of the Walking Dead. Are the Walking Dead representative of the people there? Maybe that's just like a subtle criticism of the people in Sawaimura. Or maybe, I don't know, Walking Dead is... Maybe they are schizo hallucinations you see or something ridiculous like that. Don't know. This must be so fucking hard to live with. Yeah, God, so this is the time where Tomo-ni-san is fading. He really, really is. But then again, though, this is the time where he begins to fade. He is initially cold to Hasaki, and he obviously deliberately neglects her because he's an idiot. But, yeah, he does come back. Yeah, no, I can totally see why she'd think this. It's not fair on her. It really isn't. Because of something like that, I really do wonder what it is. But... yeah, and I think it's really nice that even though Tomo-ni-san pushes Hasaki away, this happens. Yeah, interesting. How long has it been since Tomo-ni-san disappeared? July the 15th. The last time I saw him was the day before yesterday. I should have been more selfish back then. Oh yeah, I totally agree. And this is a time when he came to school and he first started seeing Kagami and Tsukasa. I mean, this is the thing about why I just think the mind is such a cruel thing. I mean, look at how good of a relationship he has with Hasaki, and look at how much his mind has been able to take that away, but also how much it's as if his mind is mocking him. I mean, you get everything that you love in the world and everything that you care about, i.e. Hasaki, and then you convert it to Kagami and Tsukasa, and you can't even see the person that you care about so much for who they truly are because of the fact that your mind doesn't allow you to. For the new Yuki, not really for Tomo-san actually, but the new Yuki is the person they are fighting for Hasaki to be able to see. Even if the delusions are able to be conquered, is Hasaki ever going to be recognised? Is she ever going to be seen for who she truly is? Even in the good ending, is there really hope? Because when Hasaki goes down that rabbit hole, I think it's very likely she will, by the way. I don't know if she will, but... well, when I say rabbit hole, I mean train of thought. I don't think she'll ever be able to come out of it, really. Every time he leaves, I never know if I'll ever... yeah, I'll never know if I'll ever see him again. Yeah. Must be so tough. I came to Kitahai again. I was hoping to meet Tomo-ni-san again. Yeah. Yeah, seriously, yeah. But the Nisan I saw at school was Takuji Nisan, and then later there was a Yuki-san that I didn't know. It's just so hopeless. I mean, she spends her days worrying about her brother. She really doesn't have a life outside of this, though. I just wonder what she's going to do with her education and how she's going to get by and make a living. Because let's be honest, she has no parents at all. Actually, I don't know that, but we haven't seen any of her parents. But the Nisan I saw at school was Takuji Nisan, and then later there was a Yuki-san that I didn't know. I know, yeah, they all look the same, but they're different people. I've heard that humans are creatures of habit. Yeah, I suppose, yeah, whether it's good or bad, if it happens every day, it just becomes normal. Maybe that's why, even if I didn't have any reason. Oh, that's horrible. Well, then again though, I mean, I'm assuming this is following the plot in It's My Own Invention, so that would make sense. I had a feeling that someday he would go back to normal. There isn't, no.
そんな保証なんてどこにもないのに。
God, she sounds so destroyed. And this is all she wants. She just wants a normal life. It's just so sad how she has such a lack of ability to have one. That's no guarantee of that. Sometimes I even thought he could stay with me forever. Yeah, totally reasonable.
部外者だからあんまり
Yeah.
出入りするなって言わ
I
れ
was
て
too.
るんだよ。
She's too worried. I don't blame her for coming. I'm not a student here, so he told me not to come to school too much.
だったら入ってみようかな。
Well, here goes. If I do something Tomonyi-san told me not to, maybe I'll be able to see him. Oh yeah, I see that. Maybe it's silly of me to think that. Yeah, I suppose you trigger emotions that are unique to Tomonyi-san. Oh, I see. Yuki-san bought lunch at the store, so I didn't have anything to deliver.
用事なし。どうしたもんだろう。
Don't have any real reason to be here. What am I doing? I hug my rabbit. Its head slumped to the side when I squeezed it. God, yeah, this doll was larger than I was when I got it from Nissan, but now it's so small. Wow. So, sometimes I feel like I'm still as small as when I got it. I feel like I'm just one of those rabbit's dreams. Like the life I'm living now is just a dream I had when I was a child. Why would it be a dream though? If this is a dream, what's the nightmare? I feel like I'm just one of the rabbit's dreams. Like the life I'm living now is just a dream I had when I was a child. Even I know that's just one of my delusions though. I wouldn't really call it a delusion, but misconception, sure. But knowledge, yeah, totally. Yeah, but knowledge and emotion don't always agree. With its inclined head, the rabbit looked like it was asking me a question. But I couldn't hear its voice. Even though it always listened to me. Huh? What, is someone there? It's just a quiet sound. It was almost inaudible. It was more like a disturbance in the air. The fuck happened to my... God, man. That was not what I was expecting to see. I was expecting to see, I don't know, any of the thugs, like for example Tsubasa, Nishimura, just anybody in his crowd.
誰ですか?
I'm really surprised that out of everybody Kimura has found Hasaki. But then again, this is a little thread that needs tying up. How these people meet, and also just in general how Kimura begins to care for Hasaki and how their relationship begins to develop. Ooh, that's interesting. I really wonder what he's doing. Yeah, no, I see that. I suppose that's why she feels she can have feelings like these, because she feels as if she's as small as as small as she was when she first got it, both physically and mentally, maybe. Yeah, that's really interesting. I find it interesting that the rabbit always listens to Hasaki and yet she couldn't hear its voice. I suppose that's just kind of saying like how when that doll was made, Takuji would always listen to Hasaki, and obviously they would have a really close relationship, but now it's just been totally turned around. Who are you?
Yeah, その、なんと言いますか。
Yeah, you've got to justify yourself because you kind of seem like a creep here. Oh,
大きなカメラですね。
Yeah, so you've really got to justify yourself because she will think you're a paedophile with... That's a big camera.
いや、その、風景カメラマンでね。
Higurashi spoiler. Okay, Tomitake. One who takes pictures of quote-unquote birds. Well, not really the type of birds that you normally think of. No, female people. Because people refer to women as birds. For some reason. I don't really get why, to be honest, but... Yeah. Oh, I'm a landscape photographer.
そうですか。
Oh, is that so?
じゃあ、これで。
Well then...
え
What's she doing?
写真撮ってましたよね。
Yeah, fair enough. She has a right to be very, very intimidating here. You were taking pictures, weren't you?
君まで武術使うのかよ
Dude, how shit are you are... How shit are you at keeping a disguise? What the fuck? I didn't realise she had martial art training. But then again, I mean, I suppose because of the fact that he has such a that she has such a relationship with Toshiro, it makes sense. Ow, ow! You're a martial artist too? What kind of siblings are you?
君までそれってどういうことですか？
That's not the important part. What kind of siblings are you? Me too. What does that mean?
いた骨が
Dude, this guy has no luck. He really doesn't. Ow, you're gonna break it.
あなたもしかしてとも兄さんまで。
Interesting that she was able to figure it out. Were you taking pictures of Tomo-ni-san?
とも兄さん
Tomo-ni-san?
あ、いや、拓司兄さんです。
Oh, I mean Takuji-ni-san.
なんで君の兄さんの写真を撮ってたとか思うのよー痛い
Well, yeah, you kind of deserve that. You are so bad at keeping a disguise. Dude, you are quite literally a magazine journalist. Actually, maybe not a magazine journalist, but he's doing private... Well, no, he's doing investigation. I don't actually know why he's doing the investigation. I think it's probably just for self-curiosity. But you are so shit at keeping disguises. Why would you think I was taking pictures of your brother?
あのですね。
Yeah,
兄
good.
弟とか口を滑らせておいて逃れられる言い訳だとは思いませんが。
You know, I heard you mention siblings. I'm not gonna let you go now. Yeah, totally reasonable.
ごめんでもその技緩めてくれないかな
Sorry, could you loosen your grip a little?
嫌です。兄さんを嗅ぎ回っているのですよね。そんな人、腕の一本でも壊しておかないと怖いです。
No, you're following Nissan around, aren't you? Maybe I should break one of your arms just to be said. Wow, that really is something. And just the lack of respect Hasaki feels for this person, but also, just in general, how much she would be willing to do just to protect her brother. Then again, I suppose this is kind of an empty threat, but I wouldn't put it past her.
そんなこと言う君の方が怖いわ
Well, you're stalking them. Why is that bad? Well, of course it is bad to scare someone, but why is it worse than what you're doing? Wait, you're scaring me.
なぜあなたは兄さんを？
Why are you following Nissan?
いやね僕は風景写真家でね痛い
Well, I'm a landscape photographer, so wow, 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 ow, ow. I love that sound effect. Yow, ow, ow.
あと数センチ分
Oh
体
God.
重をかけてた
Wow.
ら自分の腕がどうなるかわかりますよね
If I push a few more centimeters, I'm sure you know what will happen to your arm.
君可愛い顔して恐ろしいね
Yep, totally.
さすがに拓司君の妹さんだ
You're a lot scarier than you look. You really are Takuji-kun's sister.
無駄口はいいです兄さんのことを嗅ぎ回っている理由を教えてください
You can stop wasting your breath. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, tell me why you're following Nissan.
あのね最初は若者の麻薬汚染を取材していたんだけど
At first I was investigating the drug problem in today's youth.
麻薬汚染
Drug problem?
うん今じゃ大学生が気軽に大麻とか栽培してるじゃない
Oh, I see.
それでねクライアントからそういう取材まとめてくれないかってね
Yeah, lots of college students grow pot nowadays. God. My client wanted me to gather material about
な
that.
ぜ兄さんが
Yeah, now the really unusual story is going to be told. What does that have to do with my brother?
いやさこの辺りじゃ有名みたいだよこの界隈で取材してたら何度も名前出てきたよ
Well, he's famous around here. His name came up a lot when I was investigating around here.
だからなんでそこで兄さんの名が
Yeah, no, she's really concerned because obviously with all of the personalities, why would one of them not... Well, if one of them succumbed to drugs, then that could be the entirety of any personality he has completely over because drugs will just completely ruin the activity in his brain. If, for example, Takuji got an addiction to drugs, Jesus Christ, that would be the worst. Why would his name come up?
君の兄さんは麻薬をカツアゲしてるって言うんで
Yep.
なんでも本職にまで目をつけられてるって言うじゃない
He extorts people and takes their drugs. All the drug dealers around here have noticed him.
まあ本職っつっても麻薬はヤクザの大きな組織でも
God.
一応ご法度じゃない
That's
そういう部
totally
分では
reasonable.
チンピラレベルに狙われてるって感じだけど
Even the Yakuza have their hands in drugs, you know? And they're being targeted by some random guy off in the street.
兄さんは何をやったんですか
What did he do?
いやさっき言った通りに
Yeah.
麻薬ユーザーから麻薬をカツアゲするんだってさ
Like I said, he takes drugs away from people. He should really mention what he then does with those drugs because Hasaki could be thinking that there is a serious risk of drug addiction or drug abuse here. No, he's not.
兄さんが麻薬を
What, so he's doing drugs?
僕も最初そうだと思ってたんだよ
Yeah, good, tell her.
すごい量カツアゲしていくからどんな常習者だよってね
At first, that's what I thought too. I'm sure he was a junkie that needed to feed his habit.
でもそのうち気がついたんだよこれって個人で使用できる量じゃないな
Yeah.
もしかして売買でもしてるのかなって
But after a while, I noticed it was way more than any one person could ever use. I thought maybe he was selling it.
そこから君の兄さんをずっとつけ回してたんだよカツアゲした麻薬を売買してるなんてセンセーショナルな記事になるからさ
Fair enough. So I tailed him for a while. It would have made a great article if I found him stealing drugs from other people and reselling them.
それで兄さんは
God, she sounds properly scared. So was he?
それが目論見は大外れ
Yeah.
売買するどころか彼ってばカツアゲした麻薬を片っ端から捨ててたよ
I was way off the mark. He wasn't selling it at all. He threw them all away.
そうなんだ
Oh.
うんなんであんなことするんだろうねリスクが多いばかりでバカバカしいことだと思うけどさ
I wonder if Hasaki knows. I don't think she will. Yeah, why does he do that? It's so dangerous and there's no real reason for him to do it.
それでいろいろ調べてたんだよマミや拓司の過去に関わることを
Oh god. So I investigated and I found out about Mamiya Takuji's past.
そしたら面白いことがたくさん出てきた白レンゲ協会お母さんそこに所属してたよね
I found a lot of interesting stuff too. The The White Lotus Association. Your mother was involved with them, right?
ああ、そこまで調べていたんですか。
Yeah, she sounds very pissed off. But, yeah, sure. Good. I mean, well, you found somebody who is potentially unusual. I mean, there's some times where curiosity and the desire to know things can be a little bit unethical, i.e. spying into a random kid's family situations. So you investigated all that too.
昔の記事を調べてたらね、白レンゲ協会教祖の女関係って記事で君らのお母さんの名前が出てね。
Cult founder, that's interesting. Yeah, I was reading old news articles about the White Lotus Association and it said your mother was involved with the cult founder.
一応骨抜いておきます。
You're missing the most important part.
もう待ってっていうか、なんで君ら兄弟は二人とも同じ反応なのよ。暴力反対ダメ。
Wait, why do you two both act the same way? I'm a pacifist! Stop.
私たち兄弟は
Yeah.
自分たちで自分たちのことを守らなきゃいけなかったからです。
We're siblings. We have
災い
to...
は消し去っていきます。
God, we're siblings. We have to protect each other. So I have to eliminate problems before they come up.
いやいや、待ってよお嬢ちゃん。世の中ってそんな簡単なものじゃないと思うんだけど。
No, no, wait. I don't think it's that simple.
何がですか？
What do you mean?
いや、だからね、君の言い方だと世の中にはさ、自分に害を及ぼす悪意のある人間か善意があって接しているかみたいな感じじゃない？
Well, the way you're saying it, it sounds like everyone in the world is either trying to help or hurt you. I don't really see it, to be honest.
「そこまで極端じゃないですけど。
I wouldn't say that.
いやいや、落ち着いてよ。確かに僕はこんなカメラ持ってて怪しいけどさ、でも必ずしも災いをもたらすものかな。必ず敵なのかな。
So let's just calm down. I know this camera makes me look suspicious, but does that mean I'm trying to hurt you? Does that make me an enemy? Well, yeah. Because what's he going to do with the information?
味方とは思えません。
Yeah. I definitely can't think of you as an ally.
違う。世の中にはね、敵と味方なんて簡単なもんじゃないんだよ。
I told you, you can't just divide the world into enemies and allies.
何が言いたいのですか？
What are you trying to say?
今この学校ではかなりおかしなことばかり起こっている。
Yeah.
君のお兄さんを中心にして。今この学校ではかなりおかしなことばかり起こっている。君のお兄さんを中心にして。
Yep. There are lots of strange things happening in this school and your brother is at the center of it.
学校で？
What, in the school?
ああ、そうだ。君は知らないのかい？ここ数日でこの学校の生徒が2人も死んでいる。
Yeah, that's right. You didn't know? In the past few days, 2 students from this school have died. Yeah.
2人死んでる？
2 students have died.
うん、そう。この短期間で2人も死者を出している。
Yeah, in that short time period, there have been 2 deaths.
一人は白山翼、
Yeah.
北高の3年生男子生徒。
Yeah,
取材中
typical.
に何度か街で薬物売買の現場で見かけた。夜遊びも好きみたいで、クラブなんかに入り浸っていたな。
The first was Shiroyama Tsubasa. He was a third-year student. I saw him buying and selling drugs a few times during my investigation. He liked going out at night and hanging out at clubs too. Yeah.
その方がどうかなされたのですか？
What happened to him?
その彼がね、
Yeah.
死んだんだよ。ちょうど5日前か
Oh,
な。
he was totally right, yeah.
多分麻薬中の事故だと思うけどね。なんでも屋上で懸垂してて落ちたらしいからね。
He died. It was 5 days ago, I think. He probably had an accident while he was on drugs. He fell from the school. Yep.
もう一
Fucking
人は
idiot. Ooh, who was the other?
高島ザクロ。
Takashima Zakuro.
高島ザクロさんって
Oh god, that's awful. Takashima Zakuro?
そう。君の兄さんとは面識があったみたいだね。何度か一緒にいるところを確認させていただいたよ。
Dude, who fucking told him this? What? Yeah, she was a girl your brother knew. They were seen together several times in the days before she died.
高島さんはなぜ事故ですか？
How did she die in accident?
いや、違うよ。
On
君
the
はニュースとか見ていないんだ。
Fucking hell. No, didn't you see it on the news?
テレビとかはあまり。
I don't watch TV much.
結構センセーショナルな事件だったから、
Oh, God, this is awful.
テレビとかでもやってるよ。
Yeah.
他の学校の生徒と一緒に杉宮駅近くの高層マンションから飛び降りたらしい。
Yep. And as a result of that, so that people... I mean, let's be honest. Here, what people were doing is they are... Jesus Christ. I can definitely see why Takuji would hate the media so much. I mean, look at this. People are commenting on a situation where they don't know the victim. They don't really have any... Well, they don't really have any means of having permission to... Wait, no, actually... Wait, let me just kind of rephrase this. I've got a good point. I just need to think about how to say this. But, I mean, these people are basically making money off others' deaths. They're making money on the information and spreading of that information. But the thing is, I mean, the information is only really relevant to the people who knew all of these people. So it's really weird when you think about it, because I think if you're just trying to make... I don't know if media companies are just trying to find someone's stories that are potentially interesting to them and will obviously get their viewers reading or consuming their content. I think it's just absolutely awful. But if these people were doing it so that the people who have actually known these people can realise and... Well, they can realise what's happening, and they can also just in general know the story. I think that's less morally questionable, but the media seriously is something that I think is very morally flawed, but the only thing is, I suppose it's always been like that. I mean, the thing is, it's just, do people really have permission to know? Do they have a right to know? It was pretty sensational, so it got a lot of airtime. Takashima and 2 girls from other schools jumped off an apartment building near Suginomiya Station. But then again, I mean, I suppose societally what's going on in the world is very helpful for people in general to realise what the current state of the world they live in is, I suppose. But at the same time, it's just a bit wrong if you ask me that things like
他の
these are
学
on
校の生徒
the news.
それは
Yeah,
自殺
yeah.
ということですか？
Yeah, 2 girls from another school. Does that mean it was a suicide?
さあね。まだ正式発表はされてないけど、十中八九は自殺
That's
だろうね。
exactly true, yeah.
テレビではネットの自殺志願者サイトじゃないかって言われてるけど。
But the only thing is, they're missing the biggest part of the story. Why the suicide pact happened. Because it's very, very deep.
自殺志願者サイト
They met online?
ああ、いや。彼女たちそれまでほとんど面識がなかったからね。そういうものじゃないかって憶測だよ。
Oh, well, they weren't friends before they committed suicide. It's just an interference.
僕が調べた限りでは、彼女たちがどこかしらの自殺志願者サイトで書き込みしてた形跡はないけどね。
Well, you've not been looking enough, unfortunately. But to be fair, I don't blame them. You only need to go to Kitahai to be able to have access to the underground message board. And maybe it could be the case that that Takuji might reject access to the underground message board for Kimura anyway. But I couldn't find any posts they made on any sites about suicide.
多分、自殺志願とかそういうものではないと思うけど、僕は。
I mean, the thing is, I can never think that something as complex as that can be described in such simple terms as suicide pact. These people would have never suicided if they weren't traumatized. And they were totally deluded, and that led them to think that in order to have their delusions set free, they must do something. They must undergo a near-death experience. They didn't even say an experience that requires full death. A near-death experience. Well, then again, I suppose near-death experience could entail that their human spirit dies, but then I suppose they, what was it? They, I think it's the Vanguard's curse. They break it because of the fact that they, well, I suppose they're defiling what the concept of the human body the powerless human body that they've been given in is. And you die, and then you're free from the body and all of the curses that have been put on you by, by Harmegido, and then as a result of that, you can find your soul to repossess in Eruhimura, and then the battle can be won because I suppose they will have more power now that they have reincarnated as their original selves. I think that's how it went. I can't remember though. But anyway, they just used that delusional story in order to have a reason to take your life, to take their lives, to have a reason to explain reality, which is too awful to bear in the form of delusion. And obviously that meant suiciding, which was probably a desire by all of them. Zakuro never really wanted to... No. I think if she didn't want to suicide after what happened to her, she probably... I mean... I don't think she would have considered it as well. Okay, there's something that's fucking pissing me off. Sorry, I kind of lost track on what I was saying. But, yeah. It wasn't yet it wasn't, basically.
なら、あなたはどう考えてるんですか?
Then what do you think it was?
僕だけじゃないんだけどね。
Potentially?
一部のネット住民などは感づいてるよ。高島さんたちの死が単なる自殺志願者の集まりではないことを。
I'm not the only one. Some people online have noticed the same thing. Their deaths weren't just a bunch of people meeting up and committing suicide, but it was what?
一部のネット住民
Some people online?
ああ。それでも確証を持つことはできないみたいだけど、いろいろとスネークしている連中は多いよ。
Yeah, we don't have any proof, but there are a lot of people sleuthing around.
スネーク
I think that's such a funny word. Sineku. Just cut off a snake.
ああ、暇なネット住民が今回の事件に関して調べているってことだよ。
Yeah, people on the internet have a lot of free time, and there are a bunch of people trying to figure out what happened.
でも、スネークしている連中が行き詰まっている。とある部分で調べきれずにいる。
But they're at a dead end. There's one thing they can't investigate.
とある部分って何ですか?
What's that?
一つのサイトをめぐって憶測が飛び交っている。
There's a lot of speculation surrounding this one
い
site.
わゆる学校の裏掲示板ってやつだよ。
Yep, that's not actually the best place to look. Zakudor's blog is the best place to look. If you find Zakudor's blog, well, I mean, you'd obviously be able to... I'm sure that she's posted some very delusional messages at the end of it, but I think the most important place is her messages. You hack her account, and then you could potentially get a very, very realistic approach as to what happened. The school's underground message board.
裏掲示板
Underground message board?
うん。まあ学校非公認のネット掲示板って
Even
ぐらい
though
の意味なん
teachers
だ
are
よ
on
ね
it, but they're too useless to respond to it. Yeah, well, technically, it just means a message board that isn't recognized by the school.
話題になっている北高の裏掲示板が会員制なんで
Yeah.
気軽に見れないんだよ。
Yeah, and you've got to be accepted by Takuji, firstly. Everybody's talking about it, but only people with an account can see the message board.
インターネットのことはよくわからないので意味がわからないのですが
I'm surprised. I don't know much about the internet, so I'm not sure what you mean.
掲示板そのものが管理者の認証を必要としててね。
Yeah, but
こ
what
の
is an
管理人
administrator?
がなかなかガードが硬いみたいなんだよね。
You have to get approved by the administrator just to see the message board, and the administrator is pretty strict about who can make an account. Oh yeah, funny that.
まず部外者がこのサイトを覗くのは一苦労。さらに入った後も管理人の厳重な監視下に置かれてるから不穏な動きを見せれば即悪品。
It's hard for an outsider to see the site at all, and anyone who looks suspicious can get banned in seconds.
実際巨大掲示板の住人が内部のスレを除いた人間
Yeah,
が
that's what I
コッペしたり魚拓取ったりはしているんだけど
Sometimes people get in and they copy paste threads onto other forums or post screenshots.
あの
Oh, I feel
専
bad.
門用語がよくわからないのですが
I don't know what those words mean.
ああごめん専門用語っていうよりはネット用語なんだけどね
Yeah, totally.
とりあえず一部ネット
It
では
is
盛り上がってる
going to become one. True.
なんかこれは大事件に発展するんじゃないかってね
Oh, sorry, that's just net slang. That's so cheesy. That is so cheesy. Anyway, a lot of people on the internet are paying attention. Yeah, yes, so funny. This could turn into a major incident. Yeah, it really does remind me of, well, another story I've
大
read.
事件
But
に
yeah, no, totally.
ですか
I'd assume a lot of the people who copy and paste threads onto forums and screenshots, they probably get banned if they're found out to have done it.
うん北高の白山翼の死そして高島ザクロ恵比寿川高の月川宇佐美聖の川女子水尾あゆみの3人の死これは始まりに過ぎないんじゃないかってね
They're from the same school, interesting. Yeah, Kitahai Shiroyama Tsubasa and then Takashima Zakuro Tsukigawa. Her name was Tsukikawa, what? Her name was Tsukikawa. I remember that. Oh, wait, no, hang on a second, I misread that. Kitahashi Tsubasa and then Takashima Zakuro, Tsukigawa Usami from Ebisugawa High, and Mizuo Ayumi from Seinogawa. Girls all died. And some people think this might just be the beginning. Yeah, it is though, that's the thing. There have been so many deaths, there have been 5 deaths already. Wait, no, hang on a second. Oh my god, I was thinking of Senagawa's death as well. It doesn't even say that on the text. What the fuck? No, 4 deaths, man. I just hate it because I instinctively think that Senagawa is dead just because of the fact that we're really far into the story, but no, she isn't here. I think this is the day where she dies, but I'm not fully sure. I think it would make sense if it was, though. Yeah, God, she must be worried. The beginning, you mean?
その中心には間違いなく君の兄さん
I
がい
know,
るはず
my god, just Yeah, so you've had a friend that you knew and somebody that was really kind, and she's just suicided, and nobody even knows why. And then to make things even worse, your brother's becoming more and more of a psychopath, and he's at the centre of it all. Great. That's fucking awful. It really is. I mean, I'm happy that he's telling the truth and he's not sugarcoating it or just creating a false scenario in order to avoid the true impact and avoid telling her just out of consideration. I'm glad he's not doing that, but it's just so brutal. Yeah, that's
今年の
very
夏
scary.
君は一つの予言を知っているんじゃないか
Oh, God. Oh. This is where you really are going into dangerous territory, Hasaki. Do you want to know about the prophecy that's supposed to be fulfilled this year?
世界の最後の日が訪れる。
Oh, okay. Yeah.
すべてが空に帰る日。
The world's final day will come and everything will return to the
な
sky.
んでもマヤの遺跡に刻まれていた日付が2012年頃に当たるらしいね。
I'm
ま
happy they're
あ、あれは12月らしいけど。
I'm happy they mentioned the Mayans. Yeah, apparently the date carved in Mayan ruins corresponded to the year 2012, though that's supposed to be in December.
だけど、今年の7月20日と予言した者も何人かいた。
But several people predicted the world would end on July the 20th.
その一人が新興宗教白レンゲ教会の教祖。
One of those people was the founder of the White Lotus Association.
でもその教祖は自らの予言は覆しました。なんでも自分の奇跡でこの災いを回避したと。
I do wonder if the founder is a mumia. But the founder retracted his statement. He said that he had caused a miracle and avoided the disaster. Yeah.
よく知ってるね。白レンゲ教会の教祖は事実上予言を撤回している。今から7年ほど前の話だけどね。
You know all about this, huh? The founder of the White Lotus Association has retracted his statement, but that was 7 years ago.
でも、その予言を根強く信じている人もいる。
There are still people who believe in the prophecy.
何が言いたいんですか。
What are you trying to say?
君のお母さん。いや、元お母さんか離婚してたんだっけ旧姓は確かさなみさん。
That is unusual. That really is unusual. So, obviously it makes sense that there were problems that made it so that she had to disband 7 years ago. But how did she become so traumatized? And also, my question is, why is it that I remember when Hasaki was talking in chapter 2, she was saying that the Webbot project, whenever she goes to check that project, that is the only source of potential happiness or just in general, I don't know, things that make the only thing that makes her become alive to a certain extent. Why? Your mother, or should I say your former mother, she got divorced. Her maiden name was Sanami, I believe.
母は離婚してません。父と死別です。まだ間宮琴美です。
Oh, that's dodgy. She didn't get divorced. Our father died. Her name is still Mamiya Kotomi. I don't really understand why she has 2 names though. That's really weird.
ああ、そうなんだ。
Oh, is it now?
でも、お母さんは未だに信じている。
Yep.
ネットでもう一つ話題になっているサイトがあるんだよ。
But your mother still believes. There's another site on the incident? On the internet? It's been getting a lot of attention.
母が作ったサイトですね。
Yeah, the website my mother made, right?
そう。ウェブボットプロジェクトによる予言。そこでは、未だに世界の終わりは2012年7月20日とされている。
Yes, the predictions of the Webbot project, it still says that the world will end on July 20th, 2012.
白レンゲ教会はすでに否定しているのに、未だに彼女は世界の終わりを信じている。
How does he even know that? The fact that she believes it will end. The White Lotus Association denies the prophecy, but she still believes the world is going to end.
く調べてますね。
Oh, you sure did do a good job finding all that out.
痛い痛い。待ってよ。今僕を叩きのめしてもいつか誰かがその真実を突き止める。
That is reasonable. Wait, even if you beat me up, someone else will find out about the truth soon.
もうネットの住民とかだけじゃなくて僕みたいなジャーナリストだって動いてる。
It's not just people online. There are other journalists like me asking around.
警察だって次に何かあったら間違いなく動き始めるはずだ。
Yeah, totally. And that's the most horrible thing. Because of the fact that these people, they're properly at the centre of, well, let's be honest, the media. The wider world. They really are. If anything else happens, the police will probably start investigating too. I mean, it's just horrible to think about the fact that all of these family secrets and all of the things that have defined their lives, they're not safe. All of the prying eyes of the public are just going to do what they do the best. Expose them.
ウェブボットプロジェクトによる予言サイトを運営しているのが元白レンゲ協会教祖の愛人。
It's not a mistress, though. The mistress of the White Lotus Association's founder is running the Webbot project.
そしてその子供間宮拓司が今回の事件の中心人物である可能性が高いんだから。
Yeah, have you met Kotomi? Do you realize what she's like? And her son, Mamiya Takuji, is likely at the center of the latest incidents. Yeah. Oh, what?
たく、マスコミって本当に下品極まりないわね。
That was not someone I was expecting to see. What? Yeah, seriously. I just find it funny that everybody with a connection to the Mamiyas has a hatred for the mass media. But I don't blame them. I mean, my god, it must be so insane to think that you were really affected by things with political significance and also just in general things that are recorded and things that have prominence on the internet. And just as a result of that, everybody needs to know your story. Just because of their curiosity. It's the most unethical curiosity people could have. Yeah, the mass media sure is garbage. Master.
大丈夫よ、殺してないわよ。ただ少し眠ってもらっただけ。こんな場所で話してるのもなんだから。うちの店連れて行きましょう。
I mean, I trust he knows how to knock somebody out because of how much experience he has, but fucking hell, isn't that, I don't know, maybe a little bit of an awful idea? Don't worry, I didn't kill him. I just put him to sleep. Let's bring him back to the shop instead of talking here. Yeah, reasonable, it is confidential. Or at least it should be, but it isn't. Sure. Wow. Master picked up the self-proclaimed journalist and carried him on his back. Yeah, of course he can just casually do that. I love that. Isn't it interesting just how much the master is looking after Hasaki? I do find it unusual to think about why he was there though. So who is this?
ジャーナリストらしいです。
He's a journalist apparently.
ジャーナリストね。さてと、どうするかしら。
A journalist, huh? Well, what should we do with him?
マスターとかトム兄さんにセクハラばかりするから代わりにこの人で欲求不満を晴らすとか。
Right, okay, Hasaki. You're always sexually harassing Tomo-ni-san, so why don't you fulfill your urges with this guy?
何それ。
Yeah, you've got a damn good point. Huh? What do you mean by that?
そのままの意味です。
Exactly what I said. Oh my god. Yeah, seriously. Master woke him up once we got to the store. It's amazing how he's always perfectly control of the situation.
Type じゃないけど。ただ私、童貞キラーだから 少し刺さるかも。
He's not really my type, but I do like virgin. Oh god, somebody's a little bit sick.
ああ、いや、僕童貞じゃないです。一応フロートとしかやってないですけど。
Jesus Christ. Well, at least you're honest, I suppose. Fucking hell, man. There are some things that you don't say to others. Well, to be fair, that is this guy's flaw. I mean, how much are you going to say about yourself? Jesus Christ. No, wait, I'm not a virgin. I've only done it with prostitutes.
何言ってるのよ。
What are you talking about?
ああ、そうですよね。
You're not helping yourself. You're just digging your grave more.
私はお尻のしゃじゃまくのこと言ってるのよ。のんけの筆下ろしが好きなのよ。
I just love how much this guy kills it with voice acting. If I was a voice actor in this, I would be finding it hard not to die of laughter. I was talking about your reign of virginity, Olive. I'm not even saying this.
待ってください。僕お店で指とか入れてもらったことあるんで、少々では。
Wait, they stick their fingers in my ass. I'm not a virgin there either.
女子の指なんか入れられたって少女よ。お尻に何を入れて初めて成立するんだから。
Right. Okay then. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saving the situation, Hasaki. That's really nasty.
あら、ごめんなさいね。で、木村さんは分野なのね。
Oh, sorry about that. So you're a journalist, Kimura-san.
なんで名前を？
To be fair, that is a good point. Huh? How do you know my name?
名前どころか住所電話番号も知ってるわよ。
Oh my
あん
god.
たの持ち物全部調べたんだから。
Thought this person was going to be normal for a second. Not just that, I know your address and your phone number too. I searched all your stuff. Ah yes, don't feel threatened whatsoever. I've just searched everything you fucking own.
そんな。
No way.
どうでもいいけど、なんでこんな大きなカメラ持ってるのよ。目立ちすぎでしょう
To
が
be。fair, that is a good point. And what if you get mugged as well? I mean, they are in the city. Not like I really care, but why the heck are you toting around this huge camera? You must stand out with this thing.
ああ、それダメです。修理から帰ってきたばかりなんです。
Oh, don't touch that. I just got it fixed.
ふん。それで、
Oh, good.
さっきの
Not
話だ
so
け
good.
ど
So back to our conversation earlier.
さっきの話と言いますと、
What do you mean?
北高で起きている事件がいろいろな場所で騒がれ始めてるって話よ。
Why are you being serious? This doesn't suit you. Let's just get a bit of a recap. this is ridiculous. It is interesting. I do wonder what the most important part is, or maybe this is just because of the fact that he hasn't mentioned more what looked like to the media a divorce. Maybe this could stem from, maybe this could be the thing that stems from Takuji's mass media hatred and the fact that every personality he has, without fail, criticizes the mass media. It's as if it's just something core within his makeup to do so. It's interesting that. It's so interesting. Hasaki would do anything to protect Takuji. He really would. She. Not she as in death, but she as in the pronoun. Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that he uses a reason? No. What he does is he tries to justify what he's investigating by giving something that will shock Hasaki. So that will obviously take her mind fully off the fact that she is feeling very threatened by what Kimura is saying and the ally related things, because obviously this is a piece of information that she does not yet have. So Kimura communicating that is a great way to get her distracted, because if anything, you might get the impression that now, or anything, if anywhere, after this has happened, you'll feel dependent on Kimura rather than somebody who is, or rather than someone who is threatened by him. You'll feel dependent on him because he has truth that you need to know. It's honestly a genius technique to get Hasaki on your side. Is it Urame Keijiban? Oh, Ura Keijiban. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Wait, so Ura means underground? Really? Oh. Oh, Chika is underground. Yeah, that makes sense. Like a Chikatetsu, which is a basement. Chika is underground, or it could be basement. Wait, so what does Ura mean in Japanese? Reverse or the backside of something? Alright. Or the bottom. Undersurface, opposite side, reverse side. Interesting. I always thought it was Urame Keijiban for some reason, but it's not. Urame Keijiban. It's just Ura Keijiban. Oh, this just totally sounds like the internet. I love it. He's probably a real worm. Worm? Sorry, I meant to say nerd, but yeah.
母は離婚してません。父と死別です。まだマミや琴美です。
I kind of get the impression that from this there was, well, maybe a false truth that was created by the mass media. You said there were a lot of people. That you said there were lots of people talking about the incidents at Kita High.
そりゃまああれだけいろいろ起きたら
Well, yeah, a lot of crazy stuff went down.
いろいろね。
Crazy stuff, huh?
なんか兄さんの知り合いが2人も亡くなったって。それとお母さんのサイト。
And Mum's site.
お母さんのってあんなの全然更新されてないんじゃないの？
I thought that site hadn't been updated in ages.
お母さんはあの日からずっとパソコンの前に座っているだけ。
Jesus.
更新自体はされていないはずだけど。
Yeah, she's just been sitting in front of the computer every day since then. I don't think the site has been updated.
それっていつから？確かにネットで噂になってるのは、あのサイトはもうかなり昔から更新されてないって。
How long has it been? There are lots of rumors going around that the site hasn't been updated for a while.
なんでそれが噂になるのよ。
Why are there rumors about that?
なんでも自動で動いているみたいだって。そしてちゃんと予言を当ててるって。
Well, the site looks like it's operating automatically, and apparently the predictions actually come true, they don't.
そうなの？
Really?
いや、そうなのかな。あれって確かにプログラムらしいけど。
No, I wonder. I think it uses a program.
え、やっぱりプログラムで当ててるの？
Well, so it uses a program to predict the future.
当ててるっていうか。
Nah. I wouldn't really say it predicts the future.
あれってプログラムがあの予言を書いてるんでしょ？
Does that mean a program is writing those predictions?
あ、いや、なんかユキさんの話によると、インターネット上で大騒ぎになった言葉を後からしれっと予言として書き込んでるって。
Well, according to Yuki-san, it takes trending keywords on the internet and uses those to write the predictions.
え、それってどういうこと？
Huh? What do you mean?
後出しで予言を書き込んでるらしいですよ。
Yeah. It's writing predictions for things that already happened.
全然ダメじゃん。
What good is that?
今はベータ版とかいうやつらしくて、インターネットで話題の言葉をとりあえず予言として書き込む段階らしいです。
It's in beta right now. All it can do right now is take popular keywords and post them as predictions.
それ全然予言じゃないし。
How can you call that a prediction?
話によると、インターネットで騒がれたから予言を書き込む時間を どんどん短
I
縮
don't
さ
really
せて
see
い
how
っ
that would be
て
possible.
最終的には騒がれる前に書き込めるようになれるって言ってました。
From what I've heard, the time required to post the predictions will grow shorter and shorter, and ultimately it will be able to post the predictions before anyone else on the internet mentions it. I find that really unusual, and I just don't really see how that would be possible if I'm going to be honest. I mean, I can see it. I can't even see it with rise of fucking AI. Which I'm fully against, to be honest. I don't like AI at all.
なれるわけないじゃん。
That's ridiculous.
そうなんですか。でも最初は数日かかってましたけど、今は数秒で予言を書き込むらしいですよ。
Really? At first it took several days to post a prediction, but now I can post them within seconds.
だからあともう少しで未来を超えるって言ってました。
That's why she said it would overtake the future soon.
超えないし。
It won't though.
それなりにすごいシステムなんじゃないの？
Yeah, I agree, it's very well made. But then again, I mean, what it does now is it picks up loads and loads of keywords and then it automatically updates the website page when it believes that the keywords are of significance for a prediction. And it's just something that refreshes the second before something. Well, it's something that where something happen. I suppose I remember hearing that the webpage was one where something happens and then the second it has happened, judging by the keywords that have happened on the internet, the page is refreshed. Don't you think it's pretty impressive though?
はい。ユキさんが暇つぶしにどんどんいじってましたから。だからあと少しで未来を超えるらしいです。
Yeah, isn't it interesting the fact that Hasaki actually talks to Yuki here? No, that wouldn't make sense at all. Well, no, then again, I mean, when Yuki saw Hasaki as Kagami and Tsukasa, sure. Well, Yuki-san spent a lot of time on it when she was bored. Apparently, it's really close to overtaking the future. Yeah.
だからね、そういう問題じゃないから。
I just find it hilarious to think about the fact that even though this guy is a journalist, he is kind of believing information that has been told to Hasaki by somebody who doesn't even exist. Technically. I told you, that's not the problem here.
ウェブボットプロジェクトってネットで調べたけど、もっとすごいもののはずだよ。
I started researching the webbot project on the internet and it's supposed to be way more than just that.
ああ、なんかユキさん言ってました。
Yeah, Yuki-san said something like that.
ウェブボットプロジェクトなんてオカルトだって。んなこと可能なわけがない。
She said occult stuff like the webbot project was impossible.
技術の問題ではなく、それは絶対に不可能な理論。間違った理論。つまりオカルトだって。
She said it wasn't a problem of just improving the system, but that the theory itself is flawed. That's why she said it was just a superstition.
あの子らしいわね。
Yeah. You can't improve what is already flawed. That sure sounds like Yuki, alright.
そういうのをバカにしてるくせに面白半分で触ったりして。
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Who wouldn't? She said it's impossible, but she was still too curious to pass up a chance to play around with it.
じゃあ今回の事件ってユキが原因の一端作ってるじゃないの。
So that means Yuki is part of the problem here.
そうなりますね。
Yeah.
今から
Totally.
消した方がいいのかな。
I guess so. Maybe we should delete the page. What would happen with Kotomi then, though?
いや、それは消さない方がいいと思うよ。消されたら予言は当たっていたって事実だけが残る。
No, I don't think you should. If you do, the only thing left behind will be the rumors about its predictions becoming true.
後出しの予言ならインチキがバレるのも時間の問題だから。
If it's just making predictions after that fact, people will figure it out eventually.
なるほどね。確かに今あれを消してしまったら、
Yeah, that
イン
is
チキであること自体の証明ができなくなる。
I guess so. If we delete it, we won't have any proof that it's fake.
ネット世論は問題になっている事例の真偽に対して一度決定的な証拠さえ出れば簡単に定着するんですけど。
On the internet, it just takes one piece of decisive evidence to prove something true or false, but
逆に確証が持てないような事例は水かけ論になる。
yeah, that is fair. If there's no, is that a good thing? Is that what you really want, though? What's better with something like this that you cover up? The truth or speculation? If there's no way to prove it either way, people will speculate about it for years.
.もちろんネットでは大半の人間が面白半分ですし、予言なんて信じてはいないんですけどね。
Of course, most people on the internet are just curious. It's not like they actually believe in prophecies, but
た
still.
だここ数日は例のウェブボットプロジェクトが全く動いてないんで、
The Webbot Project website hasn't changed at all in the past few days.
むしろウェブボットプロジェクトから派生した噂がネットを駆け巡ってるわけですから、 もしそのシステムが話題の言葉を予言として書き込むというのなら、
Rather, the rumors on the internet right now are all about the Webbot Project's past predictions. If the system's predictions are what people were talking about on the internet, then
新しい予言を書き加える必要がない。
yeah, he has a good point. There's no need to make a new prediction.
他の何か話題性がある事件でも起きればまた違うのかもしれないんだけど、
Though that'll change once something new crops up.
それはそれとして、オカルトって何ですか？実は
Fair enough.
あまりよくわからないのですけど。
That's a good thing. Putting that aside, what do you mean by a cult? I don't really know anything about that stuff.
それはね。
Well, that's... What?
でも
Huh? No way. But
何おっさんめちゃくちゃ教えてるんだ。オカルトを教えて女の子はそんな真っ赤になるわけないでしょ。
yeah, I don't really understand that. Old man. Oh god, he's dead for calling the master that. I mean, it's a good idea, but I think it's ridiculous as well. Hmm. I do find that really interesting, yeah. I really do wonder what this is. But I find it really interesting just to think about the fact that the Master and Hasaki, they are both with the view of the fact that they should delete the Webbot project page, because what they should do is they shouldn't have a way for people to definitively work out whether the predictions are true or false or not and unmask an area of the conspiracy. They want people not to be able to find the truth because they want, I suppose they want themselves to be protected as much as possible. Because obviously if people realise that the Webbot project is false, people could potentially become people who crash down on them, and they involve them with the fact that they can't find the truth. Well, you must have made some crap up, old man. I couldn't... The occult isn't the kind of thing that would make a girl blush.
Oh
God. I don't really like what he's implying by that. Jeez, how can you tell? Maybe I should fish that dumb mouth of yours for good. Oh no, don't mind me. Well, he always has the upper hand in a situation, let's be honest here.
どっちにしろ今はまだ予言はできない状態だってユキさん言ってました。
Either way, Yuki-san said that the system can't make a prediction right now.
しかし一応バレてないのはすごいね。数秒で予言を書き込むって眉唾な感じするけどね。
But still, I'm really amazed that no one's figured it out. Though I have to say, I'm kind of skeptical that it could make those predictions in just a few seconds. Yeah.
ああ、それはそれとしてネット上ではここ最近の北高関連の事件はどんな噂になってるの?
So what kind of rumors have there been about Kita High lately? Oh God!
ウェブボットプロジェクトが今年の7月20日を3時のピークとしてて、その災いから逃れるために北高の少女たちが自殺したって。
The Webbot project has designated July 20th of this year as the date of a tragedy. Yeah. It said those girls committed suicide in order to escape the disaster. Yeah, totally.
逃れるために
It's interesting there. Just want a little recap on what they truly were suiciding to escape, because I do remember about Zakudor being able to save the world, but I can't fully remember what Spiral Moth. Hello everybody, today I don't really know where to look, to be honest. Well, okay, let's just try to retain it. I mean, there was a disaster that was going to happen, and Zakudor wanted to suicide in order to save the world and save reality. They committed suicide in order to escape. I just want to see if I can find anything, because I kind of forgot myself. see. Oh yeah, Armageddon, here we are. Oh yeah, of course, because Armageddon was the thing that happened, that was going to mimic what was going to happen with Eru Himuro, I suppose, and the Battle of Armageddon was going to come to Earth. Yeah, they'll be able to recover their extra dimensional powers if they die. And the memories need to fully be recovered before it happens as well. Oh, that's just... Oh my god. That's fucking weird. The fact that July the 20th is the day of Armageddon. That's so weird. I can't believe that's a coincidence. So, I mean, it says the Bible tells of Armageddon and Nostradamus predicted that it will come in the 7th month of the year, but at the same time I think that's complete shit. I do. Oh my god, that's really, really weird. So, I kind of get the impression that there's a possibility of them maybe knowing about what Takuji's doing. Now, what I find really interesting is, firstly, they knew that Zakudou was vulnerable. Secondly, they knew... Okay, with Tsubasa, and obviously what happened in the Love Hotel with Tsubasa and Zakudou and Nimada as well. You know what, I'm not even going to say what happened. But, how did they have the video? How did they have proof and a photo of the place in which that happened to her? Either Tsubasa recorded it and released it, or because we didn't actually get information about anybody recording it. Yes, how the fuck did it happen? It really doesn't make sense. I don't get Ayumi and Usami, I don't. And I mean, they contacted Zakudou, sure, they knew she was a depressed person who was going through incredibly hard times, but the main reason they bonded was because, well, they had had seriously awful sexual encounters. How did they know that she was going to get raped? Like, seriously, how did they know? Because she was contacted before you know what happened. I don't understand that at all. It's really weird. I mean, maybe they could have contacted her because there was a probability of her getting sexually assaulted, but how could we have possibly known? And also what I find unusual is the fact that no, I don't know. But yeah, it is weird. There's no suicide if Zakudou doesn't do it. Funny that they realise their delusions if Zakudou doesn't become deluded. Yeah.
どっちにしろ死ぬんだったら自殺することないんじゃないの?
Yeah, really good point.
Sa, そのあたりのことは。ただその少女たちが7月20日の世界滅亡に言及してたって。
Don't ask me. I just heard that those girls claimed that the world would end on July the 20th before they committed suicide.
そうなんですか。あの人が。
Oh, so she...
その自殺した女の子ってHasakiちゃん、
Yeah.
知ってるの?
Do you know the girl who committed suicide, Hasaki-chan?
いいえ、知っているってほどじゃないですけど、一度とも兄さんとユキさんと会っているのを。
Oh no, I wouldn't say that. I just met with her once when I was with Tomo-ni-san and Yuki-san.
何度か出てるけど、その友兄さんって誰？
You're gonna have to say the entire truth of your brother. Don't tell him. I don't think that's a good idea. You keep mentioning him, but who is
うる
Tomo-ni-san?
さいわね。あんたに質問する権利なんてないのよ。
Yeah, fair enough. A good one. Good one. Can I just say that's a really, really kind move of him. Shut up, would you? You're not in a position to be asking questions.
君の兄さんって拓司君だけじゃ。
Don't pry, please. I thought Takuji-kun was your only brother.
兄さんは別に拓司兄さんだけじゃないです。
Yeah, Takuji-ni-san isn't my only brother.
それってどういうこと？
What do you mean?
うるさいって。
God, look at how protective he is. He's such a good man. God.
それでインターネットでは兄さん自身とかも話題になってるんでしょ
Oh,
うか？
of course they are. That's the center of all of this, as he said. So are they talking about my brother on the internet too?
名前までは出てないけど、
Yeah.
北高で何やら大変なことが起きているという噂にはなってる。
Well, no one's mentioned him by name. That's surprising. You would have thought that maybe there could be a few people who are rebellious who have joined his cult. Well, no one's mentioned him by name, but there are definitely rumors that something big is going to happen at Kita High.
とある男子生徒を中心としてという認識かな。
What?
どっちにしても僕も含めて噂の震源地の北高の裏掲示板を見ることができないからね。
Yeah, it is the epicenter. If you go onto the underground message board, you realise the beginning of the rumours, and then you can piece together all the information. Apart from why July the 20th is a date that Kotomi had significance for, and why Ayumi and Usami also had significance for. But maybe they read the Webbot project and then, I don't know, they were particularly moved by it, so it was one of the things that they based their delusions on. I don't know, though. It's very tricky. They say the ringleader is a male student from Kita High, but no outsiders have access to the underground message board, which is the epicenter of all the rumours. Why would you know that it's a male student? Sure it is, but I just don't understand why you would know that and yet not know the name of said male student. So that's Takuji-ni-san. Yeah.
どのくらいで身元が割れる？
Yeah, he's really concerned now. How much do they know about him?
さあ、ただ僕が気づいたぐらいだから、いつか誰か勘のいいやつは気がつくと思う。
I'm not sure, but I realised it, so yeah. Other people with good intuition might have noticed him too.
聞いた話だと、ネットの世界って名前が分かったりしただけで、住所なんかも特定するって。
So true that people on the internet can track down your address if they know your real name.
まあそうなるのかな。必ずとは言えないけど、でも住所や電話番号がネット世界でさらされる可能性はあると思うけど。
Nobody apart from the readers, let's be honest. Nobody apart from readers and Kimika know about his underground room, and I suppose Nishimura, but well, I don't actually know if in this point of time he was saved by the savior, quote unquote saved. Oh yeah, and then key detail, he fucking dies afterwards. No, but then again, I think the only people who can truly find out his device and his address and phone number are the people who know about the sewer hideout, which, basically none. Well, to be fair, actually, that's not true whatsoever. It just depends where Takuji has made his website, really. I suppose if Takuji made the website himself in general, really, as well. I guess so. I couldn't say for sure, but it's certainly possible that they could find his address and phone number.
今は大丈夫なの？
Do you think we're fine for now?
現状は大丈夫っていうよりも、あまり騒がないで情報を調べてる段階だから、いろいろなことが分かり次第、伝突とか始まるかもしれないですね。
Right now, well, people are just trying to gather information without causing a fuss. But depending on what they found out, you might start getting unsolicited yeah.
電突電線の煙突か何かでしょうか
Calls, you mean from people we don't know?
ああ、ネット用語でね。
Yeah.
電話突撃の略。企業とか学校とかに電話かけたりするんだよ。
Yeah, you've got to be properly careful. Yeah, they do that on the internet sometimes. They call businesses or famous people and post the conversations online.
何のためですか
What for?
まあ一応は電話突撃取材って言われるぐらいだから問い合わせだったりするんだけど、単純に嫌がらせと考えた方がいいかな。
Well, I guess some of them do it to get information, but most people just do it as a form of harassment.
無言電話がたくさん来たりするとか
Oh god, yeah, you mean like when someone calls and immediately hangs up?
ああ、そういう古典的な嫌がらせとはちょっと違うんですよね。取材中の言葉を録音したりしてネットに上げたりするんです。
Well, it's a bit different from that old prank. Usually they record the call so they can post it online.
はあ、暇人ね
Does have a good point. They must have a lot of free time.
まあ暇つぶしですからな。
Himatsubushi, no way, it's a Higurashi reference. Most people do it to kill time after all. Yeah. Isn't it interesting just to think even if Tomonyi-san had lived through this disaster, there would be so much pressure from the law, the police, all of, just in general, everybody in the mass media, because obviously this would be a big incident. Even if it was prevented, there would still be so many conspiracies. Even if Tomonyi-san was saved, would they be able to live a happy life? Really? Would they be able to? And would they be able to be together and have conversations every day and have nothing to separate them apart? Like, is that genuinely something that could be possible? It's just sad. It really, really is. That Hasaki can't have normal goings on because she just has the most deranged brother now. Most people do it to kill time after all. Yeah, let's just make someone else's life miserable because I'm bored. Sounds like a few people I know.
暇つぶしでそんな嫌がらせするなんてこの国もどうしようもない人間ばかりになったものね
The internet really has given rise to bullying that would never ever happen before. Because people are in front of their screens. It doesn't matter about who they are because nobody can ever catch them. It's probably the logic a lot of people use. They harass people just to kill time. There are an awful lot of terrible people in the country nowadays. You have a good point.
興奮とか義憤とも言えますけどね。
Well, there are laws against public indignation and the sort. I'm assuming indignation is just a similar, for, I don't know, humiliation, the removal of dignity from a person because of actions that you are doing yourself. Let me just check though. With strong displeasure at something considered unjust, offensive, insulting, or base. Anger about a situation you think is wrong or fair or not fair. Anger aroused by something that is unjust, unworthy, or mean. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so for example, somebody burns your house down. Killing them would then be public indignation. Maybe.
でもうち電話ないですよ。ネット配線だけのはずですけど。
To be fair, Takuji, well, Yuki has a phone, but and obviously that can be something that Takuji uses, and same for Tomonyi-san, but they rarely ever do. They forget to charge it because the other person spends so much time on it. But we don't have a phone at our house. All we have is an internet connection.
電突は基本的に自宅より学校とかにやるんじゃないかな。
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's the worst thing. No, I can totally see that. Oh, God, this is really ugly. Yeah, no, I can see why they do that. Because, let's be honest, Kita High is where the rumour is happening. The main person surrounding the incident is Takuji. Yeah. Of course something like this is going to be able to happen. I think it's more common to call someone's school or work than their home.
なら今すぐできるんじゃ。北高であることは分かってるんでしょ。
Exactly, yeah, so they could do it at any time, couldn't they? They already know that he goes to Kita High, don't they?
だから今は様子見なんですよ。スネーク中って言うんですけど、いろいろ調べてるはずです。
Like I said, people are just seem to be investigating right now.
ならマミヤの家の場所が割れるのも
Yeah.
時間の問題ってわけね。
So it's just a matter of time until they find out where the Mamiya house is.
でしょうね。
Yeah, and then what happens?
なるほど。なら、はさきちゃん。
Yeah, and just say, stay with me, don't risk anything. I like what he's thinking. I see. Okay, Hasaki-chan.
はい。
Yes?
今日からここ泊まりだから。
God, you're not even giving her any room for resistance. From now on, you're staying here.
でも
Huh? But
必要なものを書き出しなさい。
write down everything you need.
それがいいかもしれないね。これからあの家の周りは少し騒がしくなるかもしれない。
I agree. It doesn't, ironically, from what we've seen, but key few words there. From what we've seen. Maybe there's some stuff that we don't know about that has gone on. That might be a good idea. It might get a little noisy over at your house.
そうそう。で、この木村ってやつに持ってこさせなさい。
Yeah, so make this Kimura guy run and get whatever you need from the house.
僕ですか？
Me?
そうね。このカメラの命が惜しくなかった。
Oh god, you're bribing him on the guise of his camera. Oh wow, that's a bit of an asshole move. Alright, I guess you don't have to. If you don't care about your camera.
それ、僕の戦う正義のニコンデジ1 D3。
I love these. I just love in Subarashiki people getting so nerdy over product names. That's my beautiful fighting Nikon D3 camera.
あら、このカメラ戦うんだ。なら試し割りで使ってみるのもいい
To be fair, I mean, he
か
did use
も。
fucking glass bottles for a weapon, for a choice of weapons. So, yeah, his creativity has no limits. Let's just say. Oh, this camera can fight. Maybe I should use it as a weapon next time I get a chance. yeah, sure thing. That's a good idea. Ah, yes. Cause of death, a fucking camera. What is the Nikon D3? What does it look like? Alright, this is it. Looks quite cool. Very unusual design. It feels like something that would either be really cool or really crap, I can't tell. Oh, this camera can fight. Maybe I should use it as a weapon next time I get a chance.
そんな、それ僕の魂なんすよ。心なんすよ。
Wait, that's my heart and soul.
ならその心、 私が撃ち抜いてあげるわ。この10センチの爆弾と呼ばれた拳で。
Then I'll tear your heart out. You know, they used to call my fist the 10-centimeter bomb.
そんなあんたどこの傭兵ボクサーですか？
Were you some kind of mercenary boxer?
傭兵はボクサー？
Maybe I was your hair? Is that a boxer?
ああ、いや、今のはおっさんしかわからないギャグでね。今の一連のギャグのどこが面白いかというと。
Wait, no one but old men are gonna get that joke. Really, that wasn't funny at all.
おっさんじゃない、お姉さんだ。
Wait, what? I'm not. What? I'm not an old man, I'm an old woman. Wait,
そ
what?
こなんですか？
That's what you're mad about?
あと最後のも成原博士のパロディね。
How the fuck is this guy female? What? I mean, I don't know. I don't understand this. Well, to be fair, I remember Tomo-san calling him the Teasler. I just don't understand how he's female. He just looks like he has the body of a man. And that last part was a parody of Dr. Narihara.
マニアすね。
You're crazy, jeez. Oh my god.
ただいまでございます。
Right. I love that. Wait, what is a mercenary boxer? Oh shit, I forgot to... There we go. It's apparently a soldier who gets paid to fight where needed. So maybe you just apply that to boxers? I don't know. How is this guy female though? I'm so surprised. Like, seriously. This is the most manly, this is one of the most masculine characters in the story. I mean, I just don't get this. Yeah, I don't get this joke at all. It doesn't help that I'm not from Japan. So, yeah. I mean, I have no idea. No way of possibly knowing. I just love that he has totally got crap for, oh, for things, for insulting him in his weak spot. Hey, come here.
時間かかりすぎよ。
What took so long?
引っ越しかよってレベルの荷物じゃないですか。
Oh, I see. I like that. There was too much stuff. Are you moving in or what?
女の子が泊まるんだから当たり前でしょうが。
Yeah, fair enough. Of course there's a lot. She's a girl, so she has to have her necessities.
女の子が泊まるのに、なんでタンスごと必要になるんですか。
But why does she need the entire dresser?
当たり前でしょ。女の子の下着とかあんたみたいな男に触らせられないでしょ。
To be fair, you do have a good point, but I think it's a bit extreme to bring an entire wardrobe I mean, this is just peak laziness right here. Why can't you just make it so that Hasaki comes, and then as a result of that, Kimura doesn't have to touch that? That's a dumb question. We can't let you touch it right now, can we? This person doesn't particularly seem horny, so... I mean, it would be very embarrassing, but maybe it wouldn't be anything more than embarrassing. I don't know. Wait, no, actually, this guy fucks prostitutes. Of course he's horny. Of course. That's hilarious. The room upstairs is free. What? No. No, it's not. There's only your room up there. Where's he gonna go, though? What, sleep on the piano or something ridiculous like that? I told you, you can have that room. What about you? This guy has a boyfriend? What? I'll go sleep with my boyfriend. Oh yeah, because Japanese people, they... I don't know if homosexuality is accepted in their society or not. I mean, gay marriages are banned. That's the only thing I know. It's kind of nasty hearing you say that. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Dude, just accept him, please. Sleep in the store? Master, if you don't mind, I'd like to sleep in the store. No way, I can't let a girl sleep in a place like this. Really? I can sleep on the sofa in the back. You can't sleep on the sofa every day as well. He has a point. What are you talking about? You'll be sore and tired when you wake up. I just think it's so funny that she's talking about going to sleep and how she's going to do it. And then when I finish this part here, I'm going to go to sleep as well. It feels a bit weird seeing somebody talk about how they're going to go to sleep just before I go to sleep myself. That's true. No, I won't. It's plenty big enough for me, so I won't notice at all. And besides... What? Yeah, fully fair enough, yeah. If Tomo-ni-san or the old Yuki-san comes in, I want to be the first one to meet them. Hasaki-chan. Yeah, she doesn't even treat her bad. That's the saddest thing. It's just... the alienation is too difficult to cope with. Really, I would rather stay at home, but to be honest, it's really hard to watch Yuki-san when she treats me like that. So I really have to thank you for letting me stay here. Well, you could have asked at any time. Fair enough, she's seriously nice, and I get that the master is providing him a very nice favour, but at the same time, she's such a deserving person of it. Sorry, but I didn't want to be selfish. Silly girl. Oh, master gently embraced me. Now that explains more. And this is Minakami Yuki. You're the girl she gave her life to protect, so you're my daughter.
あの子が守ってくれている。
Yeah. Yeah, good.
私はそう信じてる。
Totally true as well. And Tomosane is my son. Even now, she's protecting you both. I'm sure of that.
医者は絶対違うと言うと思う。多分大半の人たちだって違うって言う。
Doctor might disagree. Maybe most people would disagree.
でもね、私は信じてる。あの時葉咲ちゃんを守ったあの子は今でも友実のことを守っているって。
But I believe. She protected you before, and now she's protecting Tomosane. Yeah.
すべての呪縛、すべての亡霊から。
From all the curses, from all the ghosts.
はい。
I hugged Master back. Yeah, fully. Yeah, our father died and our mother ended up like that. It's horrible. It's so nice that this person is such a kind man, he really is. Ever since it's been Master Minakami who's been looking out for me and my brother. Maybe he'd been spoiling me. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, it just proves the amount he feels love for Hasaki and just the amount in general that he sees his daughter within these two. I cried into Master's chest. I don't know why, I just needed to cry. Yeah, I don't blame her, I really don't. It's interesting seeing fragments of Tomosane. I wonder what's going to happen here. That was quite fun. I'm just surprised about how quickly this is progressing, if I'm going to be honest. I hope it's not... I just hope this chapter is not going to be so short that we're going to finish it tomorrow. I expected a lot more in terms of length for the chapter. Maybe chapter 7 will be similar length to chapter 5, I don't know. I'm just kind of fearful that these chapters are going to be really short, if I'm going to be honest. But I don't know. Anyway, that was really fun. I enjoyed learning more about just not only the Webbot project, but also just in general. I think it was a theme that Subarashiki Hibi, even though there are so many things to cover, I get that. It's just one thing that it hasn't really touched upon much. We've always looked at the impacts of all of this catastrophe for a scale that is very, very considerate of Takuji and just everybody around him. That is within personal access, really. We've never really been thinking about the people outside of his life. The people who are spectating on every single action and speculating and trying to piece together theories. We've never really seen that before, and it's just really quite interesting to find out. And it's interesting to see Kimura, because let's be honest, he originally was meant to do investigation work on why the youth were growing drugs and growing pot, and why there was an excess in terms of drug intake in the youth. But now his shift has totally changed. His priorities have totally changed, just because he, like so many people, has fallen into the trap of curiosity, really. And what I find interesting is we're really experiencing this plot from the viewpoint of somebody who is just as curious as the rest of them are, if you ask me. And I really, really like that, and I think it just, in general, gives me more of an idea what it is like to be curious of everything that's going on. And I find it interesting why they feel Hasaki needs to come here. And it's just really quite nice to see how the relationship between Kimura and, obviously, Toshiro develops, and oh god, I don't know what's happened with the Minakamis, but yeah, I don't know if I want to learn, but I'm excited to. Yeah, and I'm obviously excited to see what's actually happened to Kotomi. I feel like this is going to be the chapter in which we find the truth. So I think today was good. I don't think it's as good as all of the other stuff we've read, but at the same time I do still think it's nice. And I think it is interesting. Like I said, I don't think this is as good as the new plot, but I think this is just squeezing every last piece of potential out of ideas that have already existed, which I'm not objecting to at all. I like the fact that that's being done. So yeah, see you guys next time.